2, and we're recording. Hey guys, hey there, hey. I'm BunnyMightGameU and
SD Trinity.
And we are Girls Can
Can
Geek. So we're super excited today. Trin, tell them what we win.
We win 3 lovely guests today.
So the wonderful thing is you guys get to join me and Trin on an episode that's super important because it's all about inclusivity and participation. Yes. We have been doing something every week for, I think it's been like a month now, maybe more. Don't quote me, but we started out on Cast with a K, and we migrated over to Discord, which is way better. For those of you who don't know, we do a Friday night binge watch and a Sunday night binge watch. On Fridays, we watch the anime theater watch party with our friends that are here. Why don't you guys introduce us to? What's your name
first?
Jiggly.
Hi, everybody. My name is Ray, aka JigglyPuff.
Perfect. Next.
I'm Chris, aka FreshPrinceSaiyan.
And I'm Jabez, aka Jab Too Easy.
Perfect.
So we definitely have a Discord that's including, but not limited to, these awesome 3 family members of ours here. What we love about the Discord is that we initially started it, I think it was Trin, you were the one that were like, we need to do this now.
Yeah, because just like you said, we always trying to hit places where we can reach every single person. And it's not like we're trying to be out here and fill your phones up with all the different apps, but we want to make it to where we're all together, where we can literally talk at any time, day or night. And even with, Instagram is great because that's, I think, where most of us all met at first, and then we migrated. But when you can have a full conversation on Instagram under a meme, and the next meme comes out, and then there goes that conversation, or it gets lost in the DMs. So having us on Discord, I felt like was going to be the best route. And I can't disagree that we've made a wrong choice so far. So I'm super, super happy that we're all here, that it's working out, that, you guys, even without me and Bunny, that you guys are out here talking with each other, giving each other moral support, people going through school, going through work, no work, whatever it is, giving out advice and stuff. So I think it worked out really, really well.
It's the best. I wanted to remind you guys that anytime you don't know something or do know something and you want to interject, because we're family, this is natural. This is natural to me. It's natural to you, right, Trin?
Yes.
You feel comfy? Yes. You feel comfy? All right. So now I'm going to drill you guys with questions. So because this week is all about inclusivity and participation on the Discord with our binge watch, I decided that during this episode, we were going to be joined by Jay, Jig, and Saiyan, because I wanted to ask you guys, which one of the shows that we've watched so far out of B-Stars, oh my God, Japan Sinks 2020, and Assassination Classroom, which we now call
Ass Class. Make it clap.
Make it clap. Which one of the shows you guys feel like you've enjoyed the most? And then which one do you feel like, out of all of them, which character from all of the shows you feel like you identified with the most and then with the least?
Yep. So you know what? I'm going to start it. I want to start first. Just to get it off, you guys already know what my answer is going to be, and the answer is all of them. Because all of these shows are shows that I was like, yo, we need to watch this. And it makes me really happy, just kind of off on a tangent, that we sat here and I was able to bring you guys in on these 3 shows that are completely, totally different from, like I said, we got Assassination Classroom, we got Koro Sensei out here. He's supposed to be getting murdered, but he out here being the most caring teacher possible. Then you got B-Stars with this like high school drama, but with animals. But then there's murder, and then there's like fight scenes, and you're like, yo, where'd this come from? It did not start off like that.
That shit went
and then it went left, made a U-turn, went right, and then reversed. Okay, it was a whole thing. But then we had Japan Sinks, which is more of like, I don't say realistic type, but it sure did make y'all think like, shoot, if we had a major earthquake, what we gonna be doing? So I want to say favorite show, honestly, all of them, they all have something special for me. I'm gonna say Japan Sinks because it's Japan Sinks, and I found that show so funny, even though people were, dying. But like we had our whole joke, you guys. We was over here. Oh, there she go taking a picture. There she goes. Someone else is dying. Who next? You know what I mean? I felt it was funny, and of course the little kid with the head, and that shit was funny too. But I will say with those shows, I do say with the show, I want to say I enjoyed Assassination Classroom the most, just because, like I said, that was their teacher. These were necessarily like low life, misunderstood kids. We've all been there where we felt like nobody understood where we were, and having this teacher that saw so much potential, so much hope in them, even though they're supposed to kill him, was like amazing. And of course, it just every episode it just got better and better and better. And I want to say, I really feel like I'm Koro Sensei myself, in the sense of like, I try to find the best in everybody. I'm like, yo, you can do your rap career. You can do your video game streaming. You can do that book you've been working on, or just going to school, or you're going to make it through work, whatever. I'm like, y'all can talk crap about me all you want, but I'm going to be here to support you. So I feel like Koro Sensei is probably a little bit of me, and I'm a little bit of him. And that's,
but you didn't tell us which one you identify with the least.
The least? I'm going to say the least character I didn't identify with was, I don't know. I always felt like I found myself in a little bit of every anime, at least for like the major characters in the anime. I maybe, you know what? I think I'm going to go with, what's the daughter's name in Japan Sings? Why can I not think of her name right now?
Oh my God, I hate her.
She's probably the least person that I'm just like, I get it, because we were all young. We all went through our little stage of like, I'm old enough, I can do what I want type of thing, and then of course your parents kind of die very tragically, you know what I mean? But that daughter, I cannot. Muto, what was her name? Oh my gosh, I'm getting it. I'm just saying her. She's probably the least person that I identify with, I guess. But I still like her after all that, after all the pictures, after all the back talk she was giving her mom and stuff.
That was what I didn't like. The way her mom acts and the back talk. I'm glad you said that. Like, bitch.
Yo, all of us were like, okay, can she go? No, because she's definitely got, plot shield going on. But who wants to go next? What was your favorite and who you identify with and stuff? Who wants to go?
All right, so my favorite character is from Assassination Classroom. Well, at least the character that I identify with the most. And I feel like it was, and I was actually looking for his name low key, so I didn't botch it. But it was the main character, old boy with the blue hair.
Nagasaki. Are you know I love him. I'm so happy you would. Yes.
Now, and the reason I identify with Nagasaki is because he's the quiet guy, right? He's usually chilling in the cut, not really saying too much, but the potential is unfounded. Like,
right.
He wasn't necessarily the best. And the guy who was the best, which was Karma.
Yep.
The guy who was the best, Karma, actually like noted and saw his potential. And that actually shook him because he wanted to be the best. So that's the reason that I kind of identify with Nagasaki the most. And on top of the pressure from his parents of being like, his parents wanted a girl, so they tried to make him basically what they wanted him to be. Mm-hmm. And I feel like in my life I've had some of those type of pressures, not necessarily of, you know what I'm saying, being a female or anything like that, but just having pressure added on to me from my parents to be something more than what I necessarily wanted to be, or something different. I wouldn't say more, something different from what I wanted to be.
Right.
And then the character that I least associated myself with is Everybody in Japan Sings Because I ain't even see it. That's the easy one for me. It's a cop out. It's a cop out.
But you know what? It's hard for you to identify, even if you were to watch, with some of the characters on that show. I mean, we're not going to spoil it for you, but it's one of those really weird things because, again, Western culture is so different from Japanese culture, and yet here we are all going through what seems to be like what they went through in Japan Sings 2020, and it's 2020. So I would say that's a great decision, mainly because we would not necessarily have handled all of that the way that they did on that show. And without telling too much, but instantly, fucking trend, man. Instantly, we were just like, ain't Brady got a chokehold? Like, but fair enough.
Yeah. I apologized already for Japan Sing, so y'all can't hate me no more. I apologize before we started. I apologize after every episode, and I gave you guys warnings like, yo, this next episode, this is happening. So y'all can't put that on me no more. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I think dude with the blue hair, Nagisa.
Nagisa, yes.
Yeah.
I was say, so I also did not watch Japan Sings. But I watched B-Stars.
Like we're gonna have another recap.
I watched B-Stars and Ass Class. So I definitely identified the most with, it was kind of a mix between Koro Sensei and I guess Nagisa. I was just like I was just like Bunny, like, yo, this is my like fourth time watching it, but it gets me every time. Like the first time I watched it, like I had a realization, kind of like the when the girl looks at Nagisa and was like, what do you mean you're trying to figure out what you're doing with your future? It's obvious, like, you're gonna be a teacher. And he was like, what? And like when I first saw this a couple years ago, like I was like, what am I doing? And I was like, yo, like I've like no matter what, I've always been like a tutor or like some type of I was like, dang. And watching that made me want to go back and try and finish or start and finish my master's in education.
Nice. So you're gonna get the whole Koro Sensei outfit and then big old yellow head helmet on top and just.
You got the smile already. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look, I got the keychain on my keys and everything. Just
ready.
Hey, that's what we want to hear. And then Ray, was there anybody that stood out or any anime when we were watching or anything that you might have caught that, you know, you're like, you know what, I actually kind of like this person or I like this show so far?
So I'll say that I miss B-Stars.
Okay.
I remember seeing a posting about it and wanting to be like, what is that? But also, like, I'm a little bit older, so I was like, what is cast? I don't have time for this. I have to go to work. I have to go to sleep. Like, it was always something that, like, got in the way of me figuring out how to join it. But I was looking at it going, wow, this is really cool. I'd like to, I'd like to get in on it. I missed that. And then I saw Japan Sinks, but I also saw everybody yelling at you, and I didn't know why they were yelling at you, and like I wasn't ready to be like emotionally jarred at that time. I didn't know what was happening, but I was just like, ooh, they're not responding well to this. I don't know if my heart could take it. I'm just gonna sit this one out. And then Discord happened, and I was like, okay. And I think I might have hit you up, Trin, and asked you like, what do I do? Like, how do I get in here?
Yeah.
Get on this. And I hopped in, and I'll say, you know, because it was the one that I caught, Ass Class was my favorite. But I also, like, you know, because life happens, I missed a couple of weekends, and I didn't get a chance to watch the episodes. And I will say that I really felt like I was missing, like, you know, the party with my friends. Like, I don't know y'all, but I know y'all. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing this other thing, but in the back of my mind, I want to go watch with the people. So like, I missed a lot in that, but when I was there, when I was, you know, paying attention to what was happening in the Discord, it was great, and it was really fun to have found this community of people and to, you know, share these great stories with, because, you know, some people see anime as just a cartoon, but there's a lot of depth there. There's a lot of things that these characters go through, and they cause you to have, you know, some type of personal reflection. So I really appreciated that about this whole experience. It was really great. And I'm super excited for Mandalorian because I am a geek across multiple platforms, and I do enjoy Star Wars very much.
Yes. Well, you said it. You said Mandalorian and Star Wars. So just off of Mando alone, is there any, have you watched all of Mandalorian? Okay. So not to give spoilers, but who do you identify closely with in Mandalorian?
Oh.
You can say Baby Yoda, it's okay.
I do love Baby Yoda, but I've always been a fan of the Mandalorians and the bounty hunters. Like Boba Fett was Bae, so like I'm with them, and I'm for their mission, and I'm with the team. Like I want to see what happens next.
Nice.
I think I
So
also
you'll come and save me then. I'll be the Baby Yoda.
had a while back. I can't remember her name.
You mean his colleague, right?
Colleague, but they had a thing. Like there was something going on. She was trying to get him to take the helmet off.
Oh, wait. The one that was trying to get, there were two. His colleague as well, but also the
I know who you're talking about.
The lady from the village with the daughter.
Nah, not that one. The other one.
It's the wrestling girl, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Kara.
Got you. Cara Dune.
Yeah.
The wrestler's name is Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Cara Dune. I just like bad bitches, and she's a bad bitch.
No, but it was. She was trying to get him to take off his helmet, right? That I thought he was gonna do it. Eventually.
Don't spoil it. That's later. Spoiler alert. Act like you didn't hear none of that. Nothing happened. Mandalorian out here being a Mando, okay? But thank you guys for your answers on that, because it does show, like you said, we have different walks of life. You know, life happens. We don't get to watch all the episodes. We don't get to watch all the shows that we're out here, you know, watching with. But that doesn't mean that we can't just rewatch it, because why not? But was there any not even, we'll just say this, not even just in what we've watched, just kind of, because like we said, life happens. Is there any anime character that you just cannot stand, like at all? Like just, if you hear their name, you just go, oh, this person, you know what I mean? Anything. So, like I said, with what you call it, with Japan Sings 2020, the daughter, Muto, I was just like, I'm over her. If she wants to walk in the valley of death, let her walk in the valley of death. It does not matter to me. She can go. You know what I mean? Because she was doing this whole like, I do what I want, and then she gets saved, and then she's like, oh, woe is me. And I'm like, stop. You know what I mean? But is there any character out there, and whoever wants to go first, is there any character out there that you're just like, I cannot stand this character?
I thought you was gonna say Nina.
No, I love Nina. We'll get on to Nina.
You'll be extra. I thought you was gonna give us Nina.
No, I will talk about Nina in a second. That will be next. But who wants to go first?
Is this relegated to the shows that we're on topic or anywhere? Because like
anywhere.
Because you never know, we might watch that next after we do, Star Wars.
Oh.
You never know.
All right, so so there's two answers to this. I got two answers. The first answer is I forgot his name. For Full Metal Alchemist, the dude who actually did the experiment on Nina. Can't stand that dude. Fucking hate him.
Hal Tucker.
Hal Tucker. That dirty, slimy, disgusting, trifling piece of trash. Like, and I'm telling you, so at first I'm like, oh yeah, okay, he's cool. Oh, he's taking care of his daughter. He's a researcher. Yeah, he's all good. And then this slimy piece of trash did an experiment on his freaking daughter. And then, so what really got me is, like, okay, he does the experiment, changes his daughter into a dang on Chimera. And then at the end, he ends up, like, begging for his life, like it was something good or something, like he did something good. Like, what are you doing, guy? Like, you just experimented on your daughter and your dog, combined them together, messed them both up, and then you got the nerve to beg for your life, man. Yeah, exactly, that part. Big middle finger to him. Huge middle finger to him.
And his wife. Don't forget. He mentioned his wife too.
And he did. Look, can't stand. So that's my first answer. I can't. Oh, and I want to add that Girls Can't Geek was like posting all of the jokes in all of the most cool jokes that they could find on the internet. Y'all reached to the darkest parts of the internet and brought out all of the Hal Tucker jokes.
I'm gonna say this. I legit have a folder in my phone of just strictly when I feel like Anina me needs to get out there, she'll be out there.
Oh man, they cut deep. They hurt.
They do.
Every time.
So that's the first answer. Now the second answer gonna ruffle a couple feathers, and that's the only reason I'm gonna get his answer is just because I want to ruffle some feathers. So me and everybody on Discord was talking about Courage the cowardly dog. I'm sorry, Courage the big old coward dog, the coward doggy. No, I don't like Courage, right? I don't like him. Don't like the show. Don't like him. Yes, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Fight.
Bye, Trent.
Just for love.
Bye, Trent.
No, come back.
Baby, come back. You could blame it all on him.
I was wrong. And the sense can't live without you.
Hey.
And that concludes.
Right? And that's episode 11, guys.
There we go.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel you on that. Courage was meant to, and with foreshadowing and storytelling and world building, some of the best characters are the ones like the Hals, are the ones like the Courage, the Cowardly Dogs, are the ones like fucking All Might for me, but we'll talk about that in a second. Yes, I knew it. I knew y'all was gonna be tight. But I say that to say, I've always felt like when you absolutely despise the character so much so that it fucks with their money in any other series, that's how you know someone did a great job. I mean, in the anime universe, for me, it's All Might. In the cartoon universe, believe it or not, it's SpongeBob. He's my annoying guy. So, but again, it speaks volumes about the writing, the world building, and how it impacts us in such a way that we feel an actual emotion. moving further along outside of like the anime world, for me, it's All Might, because it's just like, I can be annoying in that way. I identify with All Might, except I'm still annoyed as fuck by him. I know that they've decided to write him in as a character that's a mainstay and, you know, a principal, a lead character that affects you to the core. So it keeps drawing you back. And I can't say enough how many people can't stand me, because I'd be like, yo, I just can't stand him. You know, similarly, like in live action, Joffrey in Game of Thrones. Can't stand him. Then you go over to like The Walking Dead. I don't know if you guys remember the first season, Andrea.
Oh, I hated her. Her and Shane could go kick rocks at that point.
And like, they were kicking rocks together.
They sure was. Just saying. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen season 1. Like, it's been 10 years. Like, get together.
Courage, but Courage was written in that way, I feel like, in a sense, so that we can all identify with how we feel about him, rather than identify with him as a character.
I think you might need to retract your Courage comment, not because of me, but because I feel like PETA's gonna come after you if they hear this. They're gonna be like, "Yo, he don't mess with Courage. Nah, attack."
Karen is gonna call the police on us, and I can't go back to jail.
Now, Jen was already giving me the 3rd degree. Jen and Storm Candy off the Discord. Oh yeah, we were going at it. It was a whole war. It's me against everybody. Forget Courage. Don't like him. I said it. I'm gonna stay there, right in there. Forget it.
I'm gonna say this. This is why I did not respond, because I saw that. I was like, I think he's messing with me. I'm not. That's a trap. But to hear you say, no, this is true, I'm actually kind of hurt, because I feel like with Courage was, the show was through his eyes. And if you see like dogs out in general, sometimes they're super skittish. They think everything in the world is scary. You know what I mean? And so that's what it was. And when you got an owner that legit scares you every single chance he can, carries a big old mask out in his back pocket for no reason, and just booga, 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 you know what I mean? For no reason, yeah, you gonna have some major anxiety as a dog, let alone, I think any person would. But I can't hear no more Courage slander. So we're gonna move off of you, and we're gonna go to someone. Who's next? Who else are we gonna go? Go ahead, Jigglypuff. Go.
All right. So I got 2. The first one is Kabuto from Naruto, because he was like just a major hater. Like, every time there was a moment to be a hating ass, he was just like all of the time, like he was always in the way. Every time, you know, you thought you was about to go, you thought you was about to take off, you thought we was about to get away, here come this fool messing shit up all of the time. And he was really like, I understand, like, you know, he came from nowhere, you know, he was misguided or whatever. Like, there was enough opportunities for him to get the love that he was looking for, but it was never enough for him. Like, it was never gonna be enough. And as we can see by the way he turned out at the end, like, it never would it have been enough for him to feel the void that he felt. So he just like consumed himself with like getting in the way all of the time. Oh my gosh, like, I wish he could have went away. I wish he could get somewhere. Like, he almost died so many times and then came back like Orochimaru, like, go away, please. I couldn't stand him. The other one, Jing Freaks. Jing Freaks was not really in Hunter x Hunter very much.
The best deadbeat dad.
The concept of him was there, but he was like Show Tucker level trash. Because he like, you know, anime dads, it is what it is. He just lets his kid like, yo, I know I made a baby, but I'm out of here to go do me, to go do my life. And yeah, okay, he left breadcrumbs. And I think what it really was at the end, when you were supposed to get the payoff, when Gon was finally supposed to go and like kick it with his dad and, you know, like learn all the dad's secrets, he was just like, yo, like, the princess is in another castle, like, I'm out. I'm gonna go fuck with these birds in space. bye. Like, I'm sorry, what? Like, this whole time, I've been rooting for Gon to finally find his fucking daddy, and you just gonna bounce like that? Like, you knew how long it was gonna take him. You knew everything that it was gonna take for him to build up to see you, because you made it that way. Not because you knew it would somehow happen, but you strategically set it up so that he could find you to this point, and then you just like, I was so upset at him. I was so upset at him.
I feel like with his dad, because like you said, once he got that cassette tape and listened to it, he's like, hey, if you don't want to listen to it, you ain't got to. Of course someone's going to be like, I want to listen to it. You know what I mean? His daddy is a total deadbeat. His dad is trash. I feel like his dad was thinking in one of two ways. One, Gon was not going to go do it. Like, he was just not interested. You know what I mean? He could have lived his whole life not even knowing. And he would have been fine with it because he was being a deadbeat daddy. Number two, he's like, all right, if my son does go through this, like, I'm gonna make it so hard that maybe he might give up along the way. And if he somehow still makes it, because he is my child, and you know, he out here traveling,
right?
He probably was like, maybe my son will sit here and be like, wow, thanks, Dad, for this awesome adventure. I could have done it without you. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't there. So I feel like that was his mindset. But yeah, his dad is total trash. I agree on both of those people. 100%. They all can just.
They could just go. They could just go.
Die. They could, honestly, to me, if their creators just forgot about them, like what's his name did with Launch and Dragon Ball Z, I would be okay with it. That's if they just forgot about them, like, oh, shoot, that's right, we totally had that character. We forgot to put them in any of the story.
Oops. They didn't matter anymore. Didn't matter anymore.
All right, Fresh, what you got? I'm judging you, by the way.
I'm still judging him for courage. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, hold on. Let me clear my name. So firstly, while I don't like Courage the Cowardly Dog the show, I will say that I respect what it represents. I respect that it represents overcoming your fears to then save your owners multiple times. Like, it takes a lot of courage, hence the name. It takes a lot of courage to overcome your fears, despite having many fears and anxiety and such. So I do respect that, and I respect the show for that.
But
I just don't like it. So I'm gonna leave it. I respect the show. But I don't like it.
We're gonna have a part 2 of this. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, I was gonna say, I forgot the character at least related to was Louis from Beastars. Like,
don't get Bunny started.
he's just very
uppity.
Just,
uppity.
Yeah.
He think he better than you. He do think he better than you. But you want to know something, Prince? He's not. He is not better than you. And this is the reason why. Wait till the next season when we do binge watch. I got something for him. He better listen. He better get his act together. He better roll with the squad. And no spoilers, but where is he anyway?
Look, which is funny because that leads into, so like everybody doing two. So my number one is Excalibur from Soul Eater. I can't stand him. He like calling everybody fool, like thinks he's better than everybody.
Frieza was annoying.
Yeah.
So annoying. And I'm like, you have no answers. You're not helping anybody right now. Why are you here? Oh. And people really be like, oh no, he's so fun. He's so fun. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not.
Yeah, he's trash. I just want you to know that he's trash.
And it's funny that you said Jing, because me and my friends were all like, we don't want kids right now. And so our group chat is just a picture of him saying F them kids. That's the profile picture for our group chat. Because he said, yo, son, do you want to see me? That's too bad because I don't want to see you.
He is literally the dad that's like, I'm gonna go grab a gallon of milk, I'll be back, and just never came back. Like, hopped on a
What was
Greyhound.
that show? Lucas Brothers Moving Company. Their dad ditched them like that. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Oh my gosh, it's something that was on some type of animation block for I think Fox a while back. It should be on Hulu. Lucas Brothers Moving Company. Their dad went to the store and never came back, and they found him in a place called Freedom Town. Freedom Town was someplace in the middle. I'm spoiling it. If anyone, if you don't want spoilers, you know, just kind of like mute for a couple of seconds.
Nah, they know what time it is. They know what time it is. Speak, mama, because at the end of the day, they're going to watch it with us when we do binge watch.
Word.
And it ain't never going to be better than watching it with us.
Never. So all the dads who have left their children for whatever reason, they have moved into this place in the wilderness off the grid called Freedom Town. And it's a bunch of fathers who do not have their children, who have escaped responsibility some kind of way. And they went and they found their dad in Freedom Town. It was a crazy episode. Like, that show is wild. You guys gotta check it out.
Yo, that's the next show. I think that's the next show. The episodes
are really short. So we're gonna like speed right through it. We might get through it in the night.
I'm down. I'm down to talk so much crap.
We just decided for the whole fucking on episode 11. We just decided. That's right. High five.
Oh wait.
Am I here for you? Okay. I'm here. So up. Hey.
So Bunny.
I was say my second one, or the last one. It was so I don't know if y'all have seen A Silent Voice, like that movie. So like it's real emotional. It's about a little deaf girl.
Oh no, yeah, I'm probably gonna cry.
But like the teacher in there is like the opposite of Koro Sensei. And like he's only there for like the first like 10 minutes of the movie, but I hate him. I saw somebody said that they sent for him, and I was like, how? Like all of these kids are bullying this girl, and he does nothing about it until the principal was like, yo, so I heard there was bullying, and the teacher like, yo, who putting bullying up in here? You've been watching them this whole time. Why you acting surprised? So he like, no, you know who you are. Stand up.
We could watch that one when we're done with Freedom Town. I'm kind of pissed about this Freedom Town shit. I'm already upset because you know the way my shit is set up. I'm a daddy's girl, and my father don't play about me. You know what I'm saying? I would have found him like. Bitch, I remember when my father used to try to get his little hymn time, his little fresh air break. He couldn't stand me because I would really pull up on him like, 4-year-old bunny. And he would be like, turn around like, fucked his whole high up. He's like, and I'd be like, Daddy, I like the way it smells. So Freedom Town would have been a problem because I'd have been like, no, this is where I live. This is my zip code. Like, you got a problem?
Freedom is free, right?
Nah, see, I already got a problem with Freedom Town. Just backstory, my dad left when I was little. So I guarantee my dad was up in Freedom Town this whole time and I didn't even know. But guess what? We're going to find him and we're going to ask him questions.
Yo, my dad also was not there. Freedom Town was low-key triggering, but it was also like funny. It was one of those things where you could kind of like laugh through the pain.
Yeah.
Like to see them all escape and then to hear like the ridiculous reasons and the ridiculous things that they're doing there now or why they left it was funny. It was funny because I didn't want to let it hurt.
Yeah.
Like they challenge you, right? They challenge you to kind of like deal with your own shit.
Yeah.
They make you think about it.
Yeah. Well, Freedom Town and Courage comments are done. So we're done. So we are gonna go to the next one here. Because actually all you guys almost said that you've missed at least one of the shows that we were binge watching. So I guess out of the ones that you have watched with us, what was the best moment out of whatever anime we watched together that you were like, yo, this was the moment right here? Who wants to go first? I'll go first. So we watched it with Koro Sensei, and spoiler alert, some things happen. The best part was literally, he's like, I want to take roll call for one last time. I was in full blown snots. You know how Carl said how he had allergies and he had that whole runny nose thing going on? That was me. But I was like full anime tears, the full stream and the river down my shirt. It was a mess. Okay. I was already emotional. And then I've already watched Assassination Classroom, so I knew it was going to happen, but it's been a minute. So when I watched it again, I was like, all the emotions again. I like animes that make me think or get me emotionally. I don't know why I like to struggle with crying, but I'd be doing it anyways. That moment when he had laid out enough tentacles for everybody to hold on to, because normally he's like on like 8 or something, you know what I mean? Or he has 2 that he holds with and then the 10 that he walks on, but he gave enough for everybody. That hit my heart. And then the fact that he went through every single character, because if you notice and if you got it, every single character in that classroom had at least 1 or 2 lines. They all had a story to go with them. They all had some lines to go with it. We all, even if you don't remember who they were, you're like, oh, that's that girl that likes to make the pudding. But you know that she likes to make pudding, or that's the guy that's top of the class, but you know, he thinks he's already up here, that he doesn't even have to try. Every single one, or what's that one guy? I can't remember his name, but he was the weird, creepy one that was good with making bombs and stuff. And he had like a little
blonde hair.
No, he had black hair, glasses. Oh. But he was standing there like, we gotta take care of these kids. But the kids got like pants him. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember his name, but every single character had a moment that he went through and said their names on the roster. Now, yes, it was a long ass roster because it was like 30 some kids, but every single name that they were going through, and you could see them like here, or they was crying. I was like, it's getting worse. I don't remember your name, but you crying is making me cry. That was the like best moment out of all the shows that we watched. Because Beastars for me, cliffhanger. I gotta watch the next season now. Japan Sinks. That's kind of the end of it. You know what I mean? Spoiler alert. You know, some of them survive. So it's like, and it ended pretty kind of on a happy ending, you know, the world kind of rebuilding itself again or whatever. But Koro Sensei going through every single buddy, saying their names and having them say present or here or mumble or you know what it is. And then oh, I'm getting emotional again. But I would say that was the best like moment out of all of Assassination Classroom and out of all the animes we watched together. That got me. So yes, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say mine now because it kind of falls in with your favorite piece. Mine was at the end when Nagisa was getting ready to do the deed and Koro Sensei stopped him and was like, hey,
yeah,
like, don't do this with anguish in your heart. And he had to like reflect. And by the end, when he was like, I'm thanking him with my knife, I was done.
Yes, we were crying. Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the best payoff. I love it. I'm not a crier, but if you can punch me in the feels, then it's just about equivalent. And I was definitely there. It was great. It was great. It makes me want to watch it again and definitely like catch the things that I missed.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many things that, like I said, because I watched it before and then rewatch, I was like, oh snap, that sure did happen. Or I didn't even notice that part. It's so good to go and redo it again because it's only 2 seasons. I mean, it's like, what, 50 episodes? But still, you can get through it enough. But yeah, he went and reached out with his little tiny tentacle foot and just went boop right on his neck, calmed him down real quick. I was like,
yeah.
And he taught Nagi saw that movie. He did all the little girl. She passed her test. I was over here just crying. I was ugly crying. That's why I had to turn off my camera. I turned off my mic. I was like full blown, like
boogers, tears.
Like, yeah, it was a mess. Voice was cracking, all of it.
I think one of the moments for me, that hit, like shit that hit, definitely, y'all saw how I was during ass class. Like, that was the reason why I spoke with Al and I spoke with you, Trent. I was just like, this is what I want to share with you guys. There's just some really prolific animes that don't have the, the one punch or the one piece, or even Dragon Ball. These series, it's not a franchise that's long that I wanted to show you guys. Like, and some of us that have seen it already, it's not a long franchise, but it will stay with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're gonna talk about across the board from what we've watched so far, because we have so many more shows that Trent and we're all happy to watch together. I feel like watching Beastars for me, because I had taken so long to take somebody's advice to watch it, I connected a lot with the way that, they treated the Haru. Growing up, they called me Bunny. And for reasons that I didn't understand when I was in high school, because I wasn't having sex in high school. Reasons that I didn't understand when I was too young to get what my body was looking like. And I could see parts of myself in Haru, because once I figured out that there was this thing that people gave a shit about that I didn't really give a shit about at all, I decided that I was going to slowly make my way to kind of walking into my purpose and stepping into my power. Because what is, sexual energy and sexuality and that sex symbol kind of vibe, it's kind of like an empowerment of your sensuality. I didn't know what the fuck it was, all I knew was, now I'm menstruating, I've got this and there's that, and I can't go outside of the house and walk around it with anonymity anymore. And with that lack of anonymity came a lot of, similar to what that other rabbit, remember she was the Harlequin rabbit?
Yeah.
Not to spoil too much, guys, but I remember having to deal with very early on in high school, like Haru, not knowing why people just didn't fucking like me, and not knowing why it bothered me so much. And then reaching a point where I decided I wasn't going to give a shit anymore, because this was not for them to put a label on me. I was more than what they saw. My grades spoke for it. My hands spoke for it. And then my integrity definitely wouldn't allow for me to give a shit. So does this answer your question as to why we could curse or not?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. So essentially, this is our show. This is not anybody else's rules. Nobody can tell us what we can say here. And I encourage you guys from time to time to go ahead and go off on a tangent, because if you've listened, which I'm sure you have, you're here. If you've listened to Girls Can't Geek between 2016 and now, we go off on tangents. We cuss and curse. We stammer and stutter, but essentially the intention, the force that we put into our content is very much something that has to remain completely organic. And for me, to answer your question, Trent, my moment was like the real like trigger moment, I think, because that's what you said. My real trigger moment was Haru being pushed to the ground and then having to watch her mattress fly out of the window. That's happened to me. And I cannot express how happy I am that I survived that. I still win.
Yep. You are our Haru, and that's why you and what's his name belong together.
Oh wait, Legoshi? You talking
Legoshi.
about my man?
I'm talking about your man.
I got a thing for wolves, so.
So who's gonna go next?
All right, so y'all took my answer. Like I was definitely gonna say Assassination Classroom when Kuro Sensei died. Like that was the reason that was one of my favorite moments was because it was a very vulnerable moment for everybody that was involved. And also that moment in particular is the ultimate climax of the show. It's like, it's the period at the end of the show. Like literally the whole show was defined on keeping Kuro Sensei alive, right? Then to have everyone find out that that is now impossible and to have to wrestle with that because the whole class fought over whether to keep him alive or to kill him.
Yeah.
Then in the end to have that become that harsh reality become real, like was very, very, very interesting. Like it was a very, very interesting moment. Very well done. Very well done. But then just, me, while they was reading the names, everybody was cracking jokes. And like all while cracking jokes, I'm still holding back tears and stuff like that because it got real. Like it was an interesting moment. But since y'all took that one, I like to say my favorite moment was oh shoot, and I forgot my little secondary moment. It was when Legoshi finally not necessarily gave into his animalistic nature or gave into his wolf instincts, but when he went to go save Haru, for him to finally admit to himself, like, okay, I am aggressive. I have to be aggressive instead of being so passive like he was during the whole show, basically downplaying his wolf nature in order to fit in. He was basically he was basically camouflaging himself, right? So he downplayed his aggressive nature in order to fit in with everybody else, to come off as somebody who you could be friends with, etc. So my favorite moment was when he finally admitted to himself, like, okay, I am a wolf. Now it's time to kick some ass. Now it's time to go in and beat me some motherfucking ass. And then he did just that. And it was a very rewarding moment. Yes. I wish he would learn how to fight. I wish he would learn how to fight a little bit better. But you know what? Being a passive person, like, go ahead, get that hit, buddy. Get that hit.
Don't be talking about my man, but go ahead, continue.
Legoshi, my guy. Like when he went in, when he finally started like ripping up those lions, I think they were.
Yeah.
Oh yes. That was it. I'm like, finally, Legoshi, you gave up the passive nature, because if he would have kept on trying with that we can all be friends crap, he would have ended up dead. So it's like, man, you got to kill these guys. Like they got to go. Like they got to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Very excited about the next season.
Yeah, and when you think about it, it's the common saying, a wolf in sheep's clothing. He was trying so hard to seem innocent, and I mean, he was still innocent. You know, they was over here clowning him like, you ain't never got no cutty before. What? You know what I mean? But they was like he was like, yo, like, I don't want to seem as menacing because I have teeth, because I have to cut my nails every day because they grow back so fast and sharp. And I'm just big old wolf. You know what I mean? He really was trying to be a wolf in sheep's clothing. So when he was like, yo, you messing with my bunny cheeks? Oh no, everybody getting all this work. You getting the claws, you getting the fur, you getting these muscles, you getting the teeth, bite on the neck. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm
all he had
ready.
to do was smell her. Like,
yeah,
that shit had me wild.
He's a
old bee hype.
And what
y'all are making me really want to go watch this. Like,
watch it.
That's happening.
I want you to notice this when you watch it, like super off tangent. But when he sniffs it in and it goes through the I don't know,
his nasal passage.
Yeah, passages and all that. It forms the scent that he smells of her, forms the shape of a bunny. Like, you'll see it. It'll be like purple, pinkish purple, and it forms the shape of a bunny in his mind. He's like, That's my girl. I need to go find her. That's her. She's nearby or whatever. Just watch little things like that. He'll just, and normally it just looks like a little cloud. And nah, it turns into a bunny. So you're like, oh snap. He been up on her for a minute. Like, oh, okay.
So that's something I can truly appreciate about you guys. Like listening to Girls Can't Geek, like listening to the show, you guys get really deep into these anime. Like you guys, between you and Bunny, like you guys get very philosophical and very technical with the breakdown of these anime to a point where I am thoroughly impressed. Though that may not mean much, I am thoroughly impressed with how deep you guys get into these anime. Like I gotta up my game and get on y'all level, because obviously Girls Can Geek and I'm a guy. Obviously I ain't geeking. I gotta figure it out. Like I got to figure it out.
No. We all have different levels. We have casual geek and we got the super geeks. As long as we're not out here gatekeeping, that's all that matters. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
That part.
Get into that. But as long as you're not gatekeeping, we all said we can all be homies. We can all be friends, brothers, sisters, lovers, friends. You know what I mean? But yeah, just little things like I said, I watched Beastars a couple times before, because I was like, Bunny, watch this with me. Bunny, watch this with me. Watch it with me. And she's like, I will. I'll get to it. And then all of a sudden, like you said, Mini Bunny was like, yo, Mom, this show is dope. And you're like, wait a second, didn't Brett tell me this? And then you're like, wait a second. First of all, why Mini Bunny watching this?
I was so tight. Oh,
and then she came in and was like, Mom, I've been told you to watch
with the hand, with
the hands too.
Every time we do this, trust, Trinity is trying to explain to y'all. Every time we do this or this,
yeah,
that's Mini Bunny.
Wow.
but yeah, we be sitting here, and at least for me, because I overanalyze a lot of things. I'm like, with Haru, for instance, with like how she was saying, like I identify with Haru too, because just in the world right now and long before, if a woman showed or expressed or said, hey, I'm going to control my sexuality, I'm going to control what I'm going to do with my body, there's always been an issue with it. So me growing up, I was just like, whatever. I never really cared. I never had the body, quote unquote, for me to even be in that category. Then I got a booty and some hips. Also, I was like, oh, okay, this is what's up. But I embrace that now. So when I see Haru's like, hey, the only way people would not look at me as this tiny, frail little rabbit is by using my body. My body got me where I needed to go. It got me what I needed. It took me places that I probably would never gotten to. Like she said, she could have been dinner to somebody a long time ago. But because I had her classmates out here, older or whatever in her grade, that were like, hey, I got you. I'll carry that for you. I'll carry you to your room. I got you, this, that, and the other. It worked out for her. And people saw her as a quote unquote woman, if you want to say that, instead of this harmless little frail bunny. So seeing that is how my mind works. I was like, yo, I get her now. And people are like, no, she's just a hoe. I'm like, no, like really think about it though. Like she's not a hoe. Okay, because not saying that we all out here smashing, but something about you inside makes you say, you know what, I'm controlling my body. I'm controlling how I do what I do in the room, outside the room, in public, in private. You know what I mean? And that's how she was doing it. So once you finally get past the whole part of like, oh, she was out here smashing all these guys, and not to even point out they were smashing her too. So what they make them? You know what I mean? That's a whole nother subject. We're gonna get to that later.
Classic debate.
You know what I mean? Like you knew your homie John over here was up with her. Now you up with her, and now your other homie Scott is with her too. Don't come after Haru. But that's besides the point. The point is, with these anime, I like to sit here and really analyze. So like with Jin, like he a deadbeat daddy. But like I said, I was sitting here thinking like, yo, what if he was like, I'm gonna put this out because I guarantee either one of three things. One, my son not even gonna care. He doesn't care if he knows about his dad or not. Two, he's gonna try to do this adventure and he's not gonna get through it. Or three, he does, and he's still not even gonna be near me, long enough for it to matter. So that's how my thought process was going with Jin and with Koro Sensei. Koro Sensei is supposed to be getting murdered. by his classroom, and he built this relationship, built them up, built them to where their highest potential can be at that moment. And it works out for them because, you know, they all got acceptance to the schools that they wanted and the careers that they wanted to do. But they also, just like we knew he was going to have to die, the whole show was about assassinating a Koro sensei. So when you sit here and it gets to that point, you're like, you have the same feeling they had, like, damn, he really got to go. You know what I mean? He has to go. Like, he has to go. They already said the probability of him exploding, 1%. But it was either they were going to have to take him out or the government was going to take him out. And they have already built this whole year worth of relationship and love and support from him that they're like, it has to be us.
That's right.
So when I sit here and watch these shows, I'm legit like, all right, put myself in that situation. What would I do? I'd be crying too. I probably don't think I could be Nagisa and like take the final blow, but you know what I mean? So it's stuff like that. But needless to say, it doesn't matter what level geek you at. We all here, we all support whatever it is. But Chris, what is your moment that you're like, I was out here?
Out here.
Out here.
So the moment. So I will say, like, right before that, like, in terms of like analyzing and everything, like, a lot of people when Beastars came out, they're like, oh, like, it's like Zootopia, but like adult.
Yeah.
And I took my two nieces to go see it, Zootopia, when it first came out, and they were like 7 and 8. And I brought them back. Their mom was like, oh, like, how was the movie? What was it about? And they were like, the movie was about discrimination. I was like, bet, yo, you got
those my nieces.
So like I like, it can start young. I like that. Just thinking about stuff like that. But like y'all got me with the favorite, the very end with like Koro Sensei. Just really there's like a lesson or something quotable that you can learn in like every episode. Mm-hmm. But like I realized something when you were talking, Trin, about him taking role. All of them had to hold down like his tentacles, and in a sense, it's like they were all hugging him goodbye.
Yeah.
Like I hadn't thought about that till like just now.
And here's the thing.
Oh my gosh.
You guys caught it, but I don't remember the girl's name, but one of the girls wasn't holding him down. She's kind of like just there, and he's like, no, you got to put a little bit more pressure.
Yeah.
And she's like
hug me tighter.
And he knows that she was doing that because she didn't want to accept the fact that this was it. Like, I'm here, but I'm not here. He's like, no, I need you to be present. I guarantee, and you know, this is me being Koro Sensei at this point. I guarantee if you don't hold me down as hard as everybody else, you're gonna feel like you missed out on something. You're gonna feel like you didn't really get to say your goodbye or say your final piece with me. So that's how I saw when he's like, you gotta put more pressure there.
Not only that, she was also pussyfooting when he asked roll call. She didn't do present the way they did. So he's like, I peeped you, ma. Mm-hmm. I peeped you. You was not about this, and you need to fall in line. Like, I took roll call for a reason, so I could snap you guys into line. Mm-hmm. This is intended. This is a force for you guys to be able to manifest with. You have to snap into it. And she, you know, it's the way they built that last scene. That's why I kept screaming and going offline. I'm like, I'm muting myself. The way they built that last scene after Reaper's gone. Think about it. If the Reaper's gone, now there's only Rebirth. You know, when you're building worlds and you're writing, in a sense, the way that they decided to drive that story, that scene had to happen the way that it did when they did the roll call, because that's it. Jack, tú sabes? Reaper's gone. That's it. Jack. Mm-hmm. Reaper's gone. Now there is only rebirth. There's no more death. So he needed for them to understand you have to live in the present moment. It's the power of the now. It's not before roll call. It's not after he dies. Like, be present, show up, and be aware. And she wasn't able to really remember. There was a few of them mumbling their answers, crying through their answers, and he needed to remind her, like, yo, I set you guys up for success.
Mm-hmm. And to kind of go off of that, not to interrupt, I'm sorry, Chris, I don't know if you're finished, but I did want to bring this up too. Not only with his classroom that he was like, yo, I got you guys, this is what you got to do. You know, I'm gonna be there in spirit type of thing, but his previous student, he was fighting.
Reaper.
Yeah, he was legit like, hey, I don't want to have to take him out because I know the reason he's in that position is because of me. I did not nurture him the way I'm nurturing. Like, he learned from his mistake with Reaper and brought it over to, you know, his classroom of 30. But the goodbye of it too was like, you know, they have their flashbacks and stuff, and like all he wanted to do was be noticed by Koro Sensei. He only wanted to be noticed and be just like Koro Sensei. And of course, at the time, Koro Sensei had a big ass ego. You know, he's like, I'm the shit. You know, you're my student, whatever. Kind of. And we all had those teachers that kind of just there just to teach you, and then kind of just, or you know, whatever, and then you just go. But he learned from that mistake, and then at the end, they did, I think, have their peace between each other. Like, you know, this is what it is. I'm sorry that it came to this point, but I will see you on the other side. And when I see you on the other side, we're going to talk. You know what I mean? We're going to get back to the positive side of student and teacher like it was before. And then, you know, he kind of just poof, disintegrated into the force field, and that was that. So, and that's not how we want Koro Sensei to go out either. Because I was thinking, like, you know, the students have to do it. What they do, all push them into the force field? That's kind of stupid. So I just saw that too, and just tying in with how he treated that Reaper first, and then treats his classroom now. It's a total 180, but at the end, he got to treat Reaper like he did treat his classroom. It was not saying it was a little too late, because, you know, they all had their agreement at the end. He was cool. He shanked him and then pushed him off to the force field. But yeah, so. But yeah, just, you know, right through the heart a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
He was so that actual, like I said, I love that scene because he got a chance to get all of every single one of his affairs in order before he was taken out. He got a chance to write letters to every single student. Like, every single student had a big, huge book of memories and a big, huge book full of instructions on how to move forward.
Yeah.
He killed off his old student that would have ended up probably being exactly like him. To keep that from coming into the world. He ended up killing the old other dude who raised the guy. So he took out the evil people, you know what I'm saying? And then he himself, being a danger to the world, finally decided, okay, now it's time for me to go out. So he eradicated the biggest threats to the whole world while nurturing every single one of his students, even the ones from the past. Then he got a chance with the roll call and with the final battles between his other students, got a chance to say bye to every single one of his students. Dude, I don't know who wrote the damn story. I got to find out who wrote that story, dog. You said who?
And the other two teachers. They were in the roll call too.
Yep.
And the staff, yo. He was thorough. And he got a chance to say bye to his biggest rival, which was the principal. Thorough. Thorough.
Well,
it was well written.
No, the creator, it was Matsui. You say Matsui.
He wrote something else. He wrote another big anime.
Every time people ask, they're just like, yo, like, he's done Bobo Bobo. Yeah. But I think he worked on Shonen. He didn't create Shonen, but he worked on Shonen Jump. You know, and a lot of people, they think, like, for whatever reason, like, an artist is not good at writing, and he's proved that, you know what I'm saying, with Assassination Classroom and Assassination Graduation, that he's proved that he keeps it short and sweet. You know what I mean? There's nothing that I love more than somebody that can be able to keep it simple, stupid, like the kiss thing, or keep it simple, sweetie. We don't want to use the word stupid, but yeah. They have Supernatural Detective. I don't know if we ended up ever getting it on Funimation here, but when I was in Asia, they had the Nero. It's Neo, not Nero, Neuro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know
Neuro.
how to.
Neuro.
I don't know because I'm bilingual. I'm multilingual, so
Like neurosurgeon, neuro.
Nero.
Well, in Japanese is ne, ne is ne, and then
Neuro.
u is u. So
Neuro.
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 Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Neuro.
Like he's definitely like the mangaka, like for me, the short mangaka kind of like master. Like he can be able to build a world, and then he'll bring. He can also do the illustration as well. It's not just world building and writing. So there's a different care that he puts into it that doesn't require for him to world build for fucking 500 years like One Piece. No offense to One Piece.
What? 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 What?
So
Who said something about One Piece?
anyways, so Koro Sensei, right? So actually, yeah, that brings me to a good point. One piece of Koro Sensei was when he was like, he has the hole in his heart or the hole in his chest or whatever. You know what I mean? And he told Nagisa that's where you need to do it, and he kept it because he was in love with old girl, and he's like, I can't.
The Aubrey.
Yeah, he could have healed himself very well. First of all, can we? There's so much to discuss on that show.
Stop it.
When what's her name? The girl with the green
No. It was a hole in his tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But right
like,
here.
That's where
With
he
the
had to stop because that's
Yeah,
where
where his heart was. Yeah.
But when he gathered, first of all, he was gathered all girls' blood, okay, while fighting, and nobody noticed that. First of all, that was some dope stuff.
Yo,
okay? Was like, don't put her on the ground. Don't do that yet. Let me sew her back up. Teeny tiny little threads and just boop, 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 boop. And then the fact that he put a little bit of himself in there, I was like, oh Carl Sensei.
That scene when he was weaving her back together really reminded me of the Fifth Element when they like rebuilt Lilu from like the DNA sample in the hand, and like all those little elements were coming together. I just like mentally flashed into that scene. It was dope.
Mm-hmm. But see, I felt like that was a good part as well, showing that Koro Sensei is always going to be with them, because she had the tentacles too. That mean they removed them, but her and him were like almost one and the same at that point. So he feels for her. He feels like what the tentacles can do, so on and so forth. So he did put a little bit of himself in her. He just said that they'll go away eventually because her cells will regenerate, but he still put a little bit of himself in her at that moment. And the fact that she was like, oh no, that's my teacher. I'm hopping up in there. I'm gonna stab somebody. Was just like, yo, you wouldn't think her, you know what I mean? I would think someone else in the class, but she was like, nah, bet. I got this knife. We're gonna do this. You know what I mean? It was just dope.
It was so intense, that moment, right?
Mm-hmm. Just the last episode alone was just like, whew. I need some water. I need some tissue. I need to get my blankie. And I mean blankie, not blanket. I mean blankie, okay, and curl up and just Anthony Anderson cry on the couch, sob. That's what I was doing, y'all. I was over here like, okay, let me turn this camera on real quick. Let me warm my face. And I'm about to start crying again and turn off camera. So it was
definitely one of the best Girls Can't Geek episodes that we have had. I think, if not the best ever.
Yes.
It shouts to Yusei Matsui for even like allowing us into the universe of what we now call ass class. And there's nothing better than being able to share pure world building from a genius. You know, in a quick, short, but not easy series like Ass Class. Moving forward with Girls Can't Geek, I just would love it if we can be able to join with more and more. But you guys still gotta stay. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with it.
You are good because you know you ain't gonna curse. No, you do have a choice. If there's anything that we could leave everybody with, like now that you've had the opportunity to be, participate in binge watching with us, participate in being part of the show with us, what would you tell the rest of Girls Can't Geek Land? That what would you tell them about this experience so far? Take it away, you guys.
So I'll give you all a moment. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say I'm locked and loaded. I was already ready to answer this question. And I'm in hopefully I don't take nobody else's answer, but honestly, the thing that caught me instantly when I first came into the Discord was the way that you ladies very carefully nurture a certain culture within the chats, within every single one of the chats. You guys are on mommy duty, like all the time. I didn't even know there was some of those threads that you read, but then you guys come back like, yeah, I've read all the threads and such happened. And I'm like, holy smokes, that was like 100 and some odd different back and forths, each with like long paragraphs of text. Like look, just like mommy Bunny and mommy Trinity, like just scrolling through the phone, like yeah, okay, oh, so you okay, all right, but you ladies really cultivated and created a safe space for all of us nerds, blurs, anime enthusiasts, analysts, consumers, like to really speak on and enjoy ourselves as humans. So not even as just anime fans, but as people. We can talk with each other as though we're talking with our best friend, as though we're talking with our family. There have been many things discussed on a Discord chat, what I'm saying, but amongst all of us members of the Girls Can't Geek family, what I'm saying, we even greet each other as every now and again as "What's up, fam?" Yeah. Because you ladies have cultivated that, what I'm saying. So it speaks volumes to your effort and what you guys really do. So to everyone else out there, to all you people outside of the circle, I would say, if you're nervous about meeting new people or anything like that, because we had a person that was in our chat that was nervous about talking to people, and she is now a part of the fold. Just look, even Chris spoke on it. You know what I'm saying? Chris gave a sign. Like all of us at some point was kind of nervous, but like I said, y'all cultivated that. So for everybody outside, even if you're nervous on talking to people, come on in, read the messages. Eventually just drop a hey in there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody, at least one of us within the Girls Can't Geek family is going to be able to relate to you. I can almost guarantee that you're going to have a nice conversation. Like it's a safe place for dang near anybody to come with almost any belief, free of disrespect, free of judgment, except for when you don't like courage, but that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. Sometimes you get judged, sometimes you get judged, but it's okay. It's all out of love.
It's out of love.
It's out of love. It's out of love. Everything is said out of love. Everything is done out of love. Whether we have arguments and stuff, we still come back and hug on each other and love on each other and stuff like that. So, all of you outside of the Girls Can't Geek fam, please join us. We would love to have you. You know what I'm saying? Come on, the Dave Chappelle, Rick James hand. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Look, everybody does.
Everybody do it. Everybody, yes. Darkness. Take it away, Saiyan.
Yeah, like I was definitely one of those people. Like I joined, I think I popped in last Sunday. Y'all were watching Mandalorian, but I didn't know like what episode. Like in my head, I'm like, yo, they might be like halfway through this season. I don't even know where we at, what we doing. I'm gonna hop out.
Right. That was after Trin joined in, and she was like, "What did I miss?" And I was like, "Baby, you good." Right? It was right after Trin.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't know what to expect.
And so like I was like, I'll try to get lit. And so like I came back and I was like, hey, what's up, y'all? Thought I'd join. And like 3 people immediately like, yo, what's up? Hey, like just real chill. Like I felt like I could easily just slide in with everybody else.
Welcome to the cookout. Grab a plate. We got Uncle Earl in the corner. He grilling up the meat. You want some vegan food? We got vegan food in the corner. It's good. Welcome. What about you, Ray?
So for everybody who is listening right now, if you're not already tapped in, if you're not already plugged into the Girls Can't Geek Land, do yourself a favor. This is a place where you can really be like your full geeky ass self. As somebody who has spent a considerable amount of time being a geek in the background so that no one made fun of me because of where I came from, like, to find this community of people who are like me has been very, very refreshing, and very eye-opening, right? You know, we're humans and we want nothing more than to be in community with other people. And so this is a place where you can be in community with people who, you know, maybe don't think exactly like you, but we're all like different chapters in the same book, or different books in the same manga series. Like, we all fit in this one space. And sometimes you don't have that like in your immediate circle of friends. Sometimes you are the only one, or there's only 2 of y'all. Sometimes you watched an anime and you want to tell somebody about it, and they're just like, bro, I don't read subtitles. Like, and not to say that it's not okay. Like, if you wanna listen to the English, listen to the English. Like, that's your prerogative. I do both myself. But the point is, it's hard to communicate and to express that enthusiasm with people who aren't there with you. And this community gives you a space where you can do that, and you can do that freely. And when Jab said, you know, you can come and really be yourself, like, you can really be your full self. But don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be afraid if you think you're too extra. Believe me, we are all our whole selves. And if your whole self feels extra, no one's going to notice, because we're all doing us. So come in, do you, have fun, leave the drama at the door, unless, of course, you know, you got some things to say about these Nina memes. You be all right. You know, beware the Nina memes. You know, the other ones kill me too, Jiraiya. Jiraiya hurts me. That one hurts me more than Nina, to be honest.
So
this
side
Negro
note,
6 people.
so side note, I also have another folder of Jiraiya. So he pops up when you guys are tired of Nina. And I thought I'd give everybody a break with Nina and Jiraiya and put Mufasa, and apparently that did not work. You guys were like super angry.
So I was trying so hard not to be mad, but it was the comments that triggered me to be like, I'm not even gonna fucking log on to the fucking memes today. So it was the comments, like, yo, we're not, that's a whole different episode. We'll have a whole episode. We'll read the comments. What do you guys think? As a team, let's go through the comments that.
Oh, like, absolutely.
The comments.
I got like a whole thing of comments of people that I sat here after I posted. I was like, I guarantee I'm gonna get at least this one comment, and I look for it, and I'm like, oh, there it is. And then I see someone comment on that. I'm like, let me read this whole thread in between people talking about how trash I am because I shared a Nina meme, or Jiraiya, or now Mufasa. I thought we was cool. And like, there was even times where I was over here like, all right, spoiler alert or warning, don't slide unless you want to cry. And then y'all still slide, and you'd be like, why'd you do that? I'm like, I warned you guys.
There was a disclaimer. Yeah, I mean, what about you?
What about me? No, say no.
What do you want to tell? What do you want to tell
I
people,
got
baby?
distracted with,
I mean, I think, Fresh Prince talked about it.
Mhm.
Ray talked about it. Jab talked about it. But what about you, baby? What do you want to tell people out there that need a community and are kind of nervous and just can't really find a sense of just impulse to just join?
Yeah. So I'm gonna just speak a little bit on my backstory. So, like I said from the jump, if you guys heard any of the podcasts or whatever, I was, like you said, I was out here playing my video games. I was out here watching anime, and I had really nobody to really talk to about it. And if I did talk to somebody, I was getting gatekept about it. So I was just like, screw this. So I was searching online, found Miss Bunny Bun here, and I actually did message her. I was like, hey, I love your page. Like, I was over here being super fan. I was like, I love your page, everything is great, I wish I was just like you, because I felt like I could connect with her just based off of what I was seeing. And the fact that she responded to me like that, I was like, oh snap. Oh, I was like super crushing, heavy fangirling over Bunny over here, you guys. And I was like, she responded to me, yo, not this. She's beautiful and she does what I do. Oh, can I just be like a shadow? Like, can I stand in the corner of her room for like a day just to be
Never.
like, I was legit like that. But it took me maybe 2 weeks to actually get up the courage to write those messages. Like, hey, I like your page. It's cool.
And I answered within like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like a boop. Oh, I got a notification. Oh, snap, it's Bunny. You know what I mean? But we say this all the time. If you feel like you're not comfortable enough to necessarily talk to everybody in Discord, that's fine. Just still get in Discord and you can read. And if you're like, oh, I really want to talk about it, say something. Say, hey, I actually want to talk about courage because courage is dope. But and then, you can leave.
Here we go.
I want to say, actually, everybody here has probably messaged me and said, hey, like, I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't know what to say. And I'm like, just say hi. Just how you approach me, approach everybody in the chat. We're fine. Like, we're not going to harass you. We're not going to gatekeep, like, okay, so how many hairs is on Vegeta's head? We're not going to do that, okay? We're not. We're going to be like, Vegeta got a crazy-ass widow's peak, and let's talk about how short he is. Like, we can just
all
do
did
that.
it at the same time.
But like I said, if you don't feel comfortable, I mean, you can go in the Discord, definitely sign up, follow, do whatever you want to do. If you feel not comfortable to say something just yet, just say good morning. Say, grand rising. Say good afternoon. Say hey, something. So I know that you're at least there, and I know that you're probably reading and you're available. If you still don't want to do that, you can message me. Everybody here has messaged me either through Discord, through Instagram, or some sort of whatever is out there. I'm going to be there for you. I'll hold your hand. It'll be like kindergarten when you got to take the kid to the teacher and be like, okay, there you go. Bye, sweetie. I love you. And then I go and have a mimosa later. That's what we can do. So if you don't feel comfortable enough doing it on your own, definitely let either myself or Bunny or anybody here that you might associate with, like, hey, I like, Chris's name, FreshPrinceSaiyan. You know what I mean? Like, that sounds dope. I like Jab too. That sounds super. JigglyPuff is my favorite character. Boo, boo, boo. I'm gonna talk to her. You know what I mean? There's a whole community of people. You will find at least somebody that likes something you like. It doesn't have to be the same anime. It doesn't have to be the same game console. We can be Team Xbox, Team PlayStation, but we can still sit here and be like, yo, I was up until 4 a.m. playing games. Oh, what were you playing? I was playing, Metal Gear Solid or whatever. You're like, oh snap. Well, I was up playing Crash Team Racing. 2 totally different things, 2 totally different systems, whatever it is, but we out here having conversations about it. So if you ever feel like you want to be a part of that community, let us know, or hop in the Discord. Of course, if you go to Girls Can't Geek on Instagram, the link is in the bio. You click the link tree, you'll see Discord, it'll be there. If you got cute pets, you don't even want to really open up your anime world or your geek world just yet, share a picture of your pet. Share a picture of your pet bird, your fish, your worm you found outside. I don't care. You know what I mean? If you like don't really get into that stuff, but you're like, I do cosplay, let us know. If you have a business and you are making, mugs that got Naruto on it, let us know. Put it in there. Support is what we got. Support is what we've been building, and we are not going to stop that. So that's how I feel about it. I feel like I'm rambling, but what do you think, Bunny?
I think that I will wrap up episode 11 by saying that my wildest dreams have been answered today. Although I have had probably the most difficult ride to get everybody where I had prayed for us to be. And I'm not going to cry because I'm a thug. I just want to say that for the people that are not part of Girls Can't Geek Land and are apprehensive and just pussyfooting their way here, everything that I have decided in my entire life has been so that people can stop thinking that they cannot just pop in and say hi. I have an open door policy every time.
Yep.
I mean, personal life, business life, with my brand and everything. While there are many things that I hold dear and keep private out of security and for boundaries for the self, I think that I will wrap up. I was recording, but don't worry, I know how to edit shit. What I want you guys to take away from this is that this is not about me. And so if you guys feel more comfortable reaching out to Trin than you do to me, I understand that. It's my lot in life. If you guys feel more comfortable with just popping in and saying hi, and then eventually realizing I'm not some shithead that just wants to be the center of attention, it's really not about me, and if you guys out there need to find a safe space, this is it. You're going to find yourself in spaces where you think that they're safe, but they're not, because I've been there and I don't fucking want that for you guys. This is why I fought for this. This is why the first and second and third hosts haven't worked out. This is why I muscled my way through the first, second, third, fourth, fifth production, and now it's on me. This is why for today. So thank you to you guys here. Thank you, FreshPrinceSaiyan. Thank you, JigglyPuff. Thank you, Jab Too Easy. Thank you, SD Trinity. But then most importantly, I want to thank you guys because thankfully I can be able to say your names and push the listener to understand this shit is not about BunnyMightGameU. BunnyMightGameU has done what BunnyMightGameU has done so that Girls Can't Geek Land can be here. It's not about me. It's about us. So come on in, take your shoes off, and fucking dance. Because nobody cares. Nobody cares. We don't know how to judge you because all we know is how we've been judged ourselves.
Yes.
So with that being said, until next time, I'm BunnyMightGameU and
SD Trinity.
And
Jab Too Easy.
And
JigglyPuff.
And
FreshPrinceSaiyan.
And what are we?
Girls Can't
Geek.
I fucking love you. Thank you.
Bye.
Until next time.
It's me.
Bye.
So we're waving and we wave and we do all the things because then we can be able to put this, like I edit this out and we're like retarded and we're like,
yeah. Wait. So we still here? Oh.
Widow's Peak.
So wait, I need to change who I identify with.
Widow's Peak.
I actually identify with Vegeta because of our Widow's Peak. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm rocking the Widows just to, you know what I'm saying? I really identify with Vegeta. That is
but
actually.
It's not as tough as his is. It's not as tough.
It's not too tough. We're going to draw that in.
But it's not like down here. Like his is like, it's got arches in it.
Yeah, no, his baby hairs form the Widow's Peak.
Oh, no, he got a whole McDonald's arch on his forehead. Okay.
Yo.
Just a golden arch, just bloop, bloop, right there.
All right, y'all. I want us to get ready for Mando. It is going to be in 43 minutes. And so I want to make sure that we set ourselves up for success tonight. I want everybody to go eat, love on yourselves. You know, if you jerk off, don't jerk off too hard. If you Tracy's dog, don't fall asleep. And I love you. Period.
Well.
Just love yourselves because you're worthy of that. And I'll meet you guys in the Discord, not on the Zoom, because the Zoom is private. What's up, babe?
What episode are we on? We on episode 2 of the second season?
Of Mando.
Yeah.
We're on Mando. Wait, what episode? Let me ask.
I was gonna say, Al would know.
To Discord.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta ask Al because Al had a few. It was on Al's Disney Plus.
Yeah.
My Disney Plus was like, we don't got no more episodes on my Disney Plus. We lit. But Al would know. So
yeah. I'm probably finna skedazzle for the night. I've been owing my lady some us time, and I'm about to get my head snapped all the way off. I don't want to do that. So.
Listen. You watched Mando already?
I have not. I also am not a huge fan of Star Wars, but I will watch Mando with you when I get a chance. I will give it a chance because I've never watched it before. So
the thing I'll say about Mando before we go, you don't need to know all the super ins and outs of Star Wars. You don't have to like Star Wars, but you will like Mandalorian. I'm telling you right now, if you don't like, I've had friends that are like, I love Mandalorian, but I don't like Star Wars. Mandalorian, the story alone about him is good enough. You don't need to know all the backstory of everybody and everything and all that. So just know you're following his journey of being a Mandalorian and what's going on in, like I said, in his journey. You will, I guarantee you'll be like, yay, that was actually kind of dope. It might gateway you into liking Star Wars a little bit more, but it's its own separate entity. So don't even associate Star Wars with him. It's him and him.
Just focus on him only.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just focus on the Mandalorian show as the show, and not as it's in the Star Wars world. That's it.
Okay.
Yep.
I keep that in mind. And next time, after I get done loving myself and hopefully get some chicks, I come back in. You know what I'm saying? Watch some Mando. I may be able to make it in for at least like a couple minutes of it, but I don't know. I'm trying to knock the ball out the park tonight, so we'll see.
He's gonna come in. He's all like, "Oh my God, where we at?
I'm a real boy.
Bye."
I was a real man. Look, I'm finna go tell a couple of lies so my nose can grow. I'll be right back.
He's all like,
Pinocchio style.
all right, guys. We will see you guys later. I will see you guys later. I actually hate to say it, Bunny. Don't get mad at me. But I might be streaming and watching Mando at the same time. I will be multitasking.
That's what I'm doing right now. We multitasking.
But we will see you guys there.
I'm jumping in the Discord where we're at, so I know where we at.
Go to the Watch Poll Party chat. It's a Watch Poll Party chat. Find out what me and Al are going to set up, and then moving forward, you just, scroll down like we usually do the watch party. All right, so that's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 9 p.m. Central Time and 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
All right.
Guys.
Go clap some cheeks, go get some water, go diddle yourself, go Guitar Hero, get some food, and come back.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Bye, baby. That's the wrap.